Welcome back. The previous lecture we have discussed the baseband, the passband communication system, different types of digital modulation techniques, the design characteristics of a passband communication system, and the performance metrics used to evaluate the performance of passband communication systems. So generally, based on how the baseband digital information is changing the parameters of the carrier, we are having three different types of modulation techniques: amplitude shift keying, frequency shift keying, and phase shift keying. And we know that each of these are having binary as well as higher order modulations or MRE modulation schemes. So in this session, we are going to briefly discuss the binary amplitude shift keying. We are going to represent the binary amplitude shift keying or BASK in mathematical and graphical form. Moreover, we are going to represent a signal constellation plot which is used in deciding the reception of binary data at the receiver side. And also, we are going to study the generation and detection of BASK signal. So let us start with the time domain representation of binary amplitude shift keying signal. So amplitude shift keying is a digital modulation scheme in which the amplitude of the sinusoidal carrier is switched either on or off depending upon the binary input sequence. So if the binary data is 1, then the carrier signal is on. If the binary data is 0, then the carrier signal is off. Hence, this kind of modulation is also called as on-off keying, which is abbreviated as OOK. Generally, we know that the carrier signal should be a sinusoidal signal, which can be represented as C of t is equal to AC multiplied by cos 2 pi fct. Here AC is the amplitude of the carrier and Fc is the carrier frequency. Hence, the BASK modulated waveform can be written as if the binary symbol, transmitted symbol is 1, then C of t is transmitted, that is carrier is on. If the binary data is 0, then the carrier is off, so 0 signal is transmitted. Hence, we are having two different symbols here which are represented by S1 of t and S2 of t. So the set can be represented, symbol set can be represented as S1 of t and S2 of t. For one, S1 of t is transmitted. For the binary information 0, S2 of t is transmitted. Where S1 of t is AC cos 2 pi fct and S2 of t is 0, and it is transmitted for a duration of TB seconds, that is from 0 to TB, and it is replicated for, this is for the first time duration. For the next time duration, for the second symbol, it extends from, this is for the first symbol, for the second symbol it is extends from TB to 2 TB, and for third symbol 3 TB to 2 TB to 3 TB, and it is going on. And we know that the power of the signal S1 of t as AC square by 2. And the power is also represented as the average energy per bit. Let E be as the energy per bit. And the average energy is attained by dividing EB by TB, where TB is bit duration. So power can also be represented as the ratio between EB and TB. If you equate these two expressions, AC square by 2 and EB by TB, we can write AC square as 2EB by TB and AC as square root of 2EB by TB. Hence, this AC can be replaced by square root of 2EB by TB. So S1 of t can be represented like this and S2 of t can be represented like this. So here these two informations are represented in a matrix form such as S1 of t and S2 of t, which is equal to square root of EB and 0, which is multiplied by square root of 2 by TB cos 2 pi FCT. And this is called as orthonormal basis function. And orthonormal basis function is having a unique energy. That is why it is having the energy as 1 here. So this can be represented as phi1 of t since it is having only one function. So here m is equal to 2 and n is equal to 1, where n is the number of dimensions required. And m is the number of symbols. So n should always be less than m in signal space representation. So S1 of t can be represented as square root of EB phi1 of t, and S2 of t is equal to 0 into phi1 of t, which is nothing but 0. And here this will be S11 and this will be S21. So S11 is equal to square root EB, S21 is equal to 0. S11 is the correlation between S1 of t and phi1 of t, and S21 is the correlation between S2 of t and phi1 of t. Let us see the graphical representation of an ASK signal in which we are going to discuss the transmission of the binary information 10101, in which each of the binary data is represented by TB called as bit duration. Let the carrier signal is represented like this, and here this is the time for the carrier, time period for the carrier signal, 1 cycle. So the frequency as FC. So the time period is represented as 1 divided by Fc. So the carrier time period is nothing but if TB is having 2 T's. So the data rate RB is equal to 1 divided by TB. So RB is equal to 1 divided by 2T. So which can be 1 divided by T can be represented as Fc. So RB is equal to Fc by 2. That means 2 carrier cycles are carrying 1 bit of information. 2 carrier cycles are carrying 1 bit of information. That is Fc is equal to 2 into RB. So if you are transmitting this at a data rate of 10 Mbps, then the carrier frequency chosen here is 20 megahertz. So if I having 10 cycles here, if instead of 2 cycles per bit, if I having 10 cycles, then Fc can be represented as 10 RB, and it will be 100 megahertz. So the choice of Fc should be fixed in such a way that it should not where the co-channel interference and the adjacent channel interference should not occur. Now let us look at the ASK modulated signal. For the binary information 1, the carrier signal is transmitted as it is, and for the binary information 0, there will not be any signal transmitted. That is, the carrier is off. Whereas in the case of the binary information 1, the carrier signal is again switched on, then it is switched off, then switched on. Hence, it is called as OOK modulation technique. Let us discuss the signal constellation map of binary ASK signal. And we know that since it is having only one orthonormal basis function, this BASK signal can be represented by one-dimensional signal space, and the signal constellation having 2 message points, m is equal to 2. That is S11 and S21. S11 is represented by square root of EB, S21 is represented by 0. Generally, the coordinates SMN of the message point, or we can call it as the correlation between the signal and the orthonormal basis function. Correlation between the symbol and the orthonormal basis function, we can write SMN is equal to integral over TB Sm of t into phi n of t dt, where m is having the values 1 and 2, n is having the value 1. Let us assume symbol 1 is transmitted. So for the binary data 1, S1 of t is chosen. Symbol S1 of t is chosen. Let us start with the integral over TB. S11 can be represented as integral over TB, S1 of t, phi 1 of t dt. S1 of t can be represented as square root of EB multiplied by phi 1 of t, and S2 of t is 0, as we have already discussed. So if you substitute square root of EB into 0 to TB, phi 1 square of t dt. And phi 1 of t is the orthonormal basis function. It is the energy of the orthonormal basis function. We know that the energy of the orthonormal basis function is 1. It is briefly derived here. If you take the derivation, you will have these two terms. So this will become 1 since it's having unit energy. So S11 will have the value plus root EB. Similarly, for the message point for the corresponding binary data 0 is determined by correlating the symbol S2 of t with phi1 of t, which is determined by S21. So S21 is represented by the integral over TB S2 of t phi1 of t dt, and S2 of t is 0 and S21 is 0. And here the signal constellation is having only one dimension, which is represented by phi1 of t, and it is having two message point, one at 0 and another one at plus root EB, and this is the message point 0 and this is the message point 1, and the distance between these two message points is called as d, which is otherwise called as Euclidean distance. If the Euclidean distance is large enough, then even though in the presence of additive white Gaussian noise, the reception will be very perfect. If the Euclidean distance is small, then the probability of error will be more. The binary ASK signal is generated by allowing the binary message data through a unipolar non-return to zero line encoder, which represents the binary data 1 by plus root EB and represents 0 as 0, which is given to a product modulator, which is supplied by a carrier signal, which is represented by the orthonormal basis function phi1 of t. So if the binary data is 1, then the output of the product modulator will be plus root EB into phi1 of t, that is S1 of t is transmitted. If the binary data, message data is 0, then 0 is multiplied by 0, then the output of the product modulator is 0, that is S2 of t is transmitted. Let us discuss the deduction of coherent binary ASK signal. Here we are assuming that it is IFI and AWGN free channel. If the binary signal S of t is allowed to a correlator, which consists of a multiplier followed by an integrator, and the multiplier is also supplied by the same orthonormal basis function, which the transmitter is having in the carrier oscillator. That is, these both signals are synchronized to each other. Whatever the phi1 of t at the transmitter side is used at the receiver side. That is the same frequency and as well as the same phase. If this kind of synchronization is happened, then that kind of modulation technique is called as coherent scheme. So it is multiplied with S1 S of t is multiplied with phi1 of t. So here we will have S of t multiplied by phi1 of t, and it is represented by the integrator x, that is integration over tb S of t into phi 1 of t dt, which is compared with the threshold. If the threshold x is greater, if the value of x is greater than the threshold, then the decision is taken in favor of the symbol 1. If the x value is less than the threshold value, then the decision is taken in favor of the binary data 0. If s of t is equal to s1 of t, then that means if the binary data 1 is transmitted with the help of the transmission of symbol s1 of t, then this will occur, then the deducted symbol will be plus root EB, and for x, for the transmission of the binary data 0, s2 of t is transmitted, then x will be equal to 0. So here a threshold should be chosen in mid between of these 2 points. This is S11, this is S21. So a midpoint is chosen in such a way that S11 plus S21 divided by 2. So square root of EB plus 0 by 2, that is the decision point will be, threshold will be chosen at square root of EB by 2. If the received value x is greater than root EB by 2, then the receiver will decide in favor of 1. If it is less than 0, it is deciding in favor of 0.